Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a super helpful video. I'm going to be showing you in detail and step by step how I color correct, how I brighten, and also how I set my under eye area. I know that's super important for a lot of you guys, and sometimes you ask me like, how do you do that so that way your concealer doesn't crease and everything. So I'm going to show you every detail, every step right now. Before doing anything on my face, I always apply a moisturizer, so that's what I'm going to apply first. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I do this part because I do apply it on my under eyes, but I don't apply it like a thick layer or anything. After the moisturizer, I do apply a primer, and this one I also apply it in the same areas pretty much, like right here. And then I also put a little bit underneath my eyes. A primer is good for your makeup to last longer, and it just works for me to also apply a little bit. Like, I barely spread it out right here, but I do make sure to get some on my under eyes. So then after this, I always do my foundation, and then I do my concealer last. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my foundation, and then I'll be back to show you exactly what I do on my under eyes. Okay, so now I'm applying the foundation, and I pretty much already applied it everywhere except right here because I wanted to show you. I think this is pretty important for what I do, just because I don't get close to my under eyes too much. So I'm just gonna apply it right here. I do apply my foundation very close to my under eye, around the nose here, on the nose too. But I am not touching this main area just because I don't want to build up the product. So you can see right here, it's just, the foundation is just covering up like barely right there. So there, that's as high as I get with the foundation. You can see the difference from here where I have the foundation and over here where it's just my skin. So the next product that I'm going to use is the Erase Paste, and this one is a correcting concealer. So it is a pink toned concealer, very pink. And I do have other correcting concealers. I even have a drugstore, so if you would like to see a drugstore version of this, because I know this is pretty pricey, it's about $28, I could do that for you too. So I'm just going to take the product just on a little brush like this, and then I apply it right here. Mainly right here. I also go in a little bit on the inner corner, and then just tap it on there. I guess you don't have to do it on your inner corners, but mine are a little bit purple too, so I like to cover them up so that way when I go in with eyeshadow it looks like really nice and even. So next I am going to blend it out. I'm going to use my beauty blender because I feel like it evenly spreads it out, and it's also damp, so it makes it easy to spread out the product. And it's also really soft on your under eyes. And then for the inner corner, I just close my eyes and just tap it like that. So there, that right there already made a huge difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. So there, now you can see it super even. It's not the same tone as my foundation. It's a little bit more pink, and you can tell that it covered up like the veins that I have, the purple that I have, and also my inner corner looks nice and bright. The next product that I'm going to use is a brightening concealer, or just a regular concealer. Sometimes I use one that is pretty much my skin tone, but other times whenever I want to really brighten up the under area, which I want to do that today, I use the Tarte Shape Tape. I have it in the color Light Sand, and it is a very thick and also a full coverage concealer. And I am going to apply it right in the inner corner and just take it out like that. So then I am going to start blending it out the same way with the beauty blender. And I am going to drag it out and up. So to do the inner corner and to do just a little bit more on my eyelid, I'm going to use the beauty blender and just drag it all across the eyelid to make sure that it's really blended and that you don't have like a lot of product there, because you don't want it to start creasing on you, and that's very important. You want to make sure that you really evenly spread it out. Again, I'm going to do the same thing and just go up. So there, now you're super close up. I really want you to see the way that the product looks, because even though it's a very thick concealer, It is not thick on my under eyes. I do not apply that much product because I don't want it to start building up all the layers, like the correcting concealer, the brightening concealer, and then the powder, because it makes it really thick and you don't want your under eyes to look dry, and you also don't want them to look cakey. So you can see right there that it still looks thin, like nothing is creasing, nothing looks chunky or just like overdone. The next step is to apply a very thin powder. The powders that I'm going to use today are from my Lorac Contour Kit, and I'm going to use a yellow shade and this beige shade right here. And these powders are really fine, which is why I like them for the under eye area. So I am just going to take a pointy brush just like this. Now, I like to mix them because I don't really like it to look yellow. It just doesn't work for my skin tone. I feel like the yellow really shows up, and if I use just the beige one, it'll look really white on my under eyes, which I also don't like. So that's why I like to mix both of them. So since I've been like talking a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and just go over this one more time. And then I'm gonna take both of these. And I am using a pointy brush because I feel like I can really get it close to my lash line, and I can really get into the inner corner. Really push it in there and then tap it. I'm going all the way up. Everywhere where I have the concealer, that's where I'm gonna apply the powder. And I'm not swiping. I'm not like overly putting like tons of powder. I just put just enough powder and then just tapping it on there. There, you can see the difference. This one already doesn't look as bright because it does have a little bit of the yellow tone and the beige tone mixed together, and then this one still looks very bright. So I'm gonna start from the inner corner again. Both of my under eyes are set. It doesn't look super powdery. You can do baking, that's totally different than what I'm doing today, but you can tell that it is set, but there's not tons of product on my face. It still looks nice and even and smooth, and it also looks like it's a brightening. Like compared to my foundation, you can tell that it's just a brighter color, like just a little bit lighter. And of course you don't have to drag it all the way out. I just love the way that it makes my eyes and my face look a lot brighter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the way that it looks after I set my foundation, apply a little bit of highlights, a little bit of bronzer, but you can still see like the concealer doesn't look like it's overdone. The product is just enough to actually apply a couple of layers and not look overdone. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful. If you would like to see a drugstore version of this, I would be glad to do that for you, because I do have a correcting concealer, a brightening concealer, and a powder that I use that is all drugstore. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.